Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 2. Here's our Arcana setup for the day. We are going to be taking the aspect of Mel on the Ardent Skull. We're going to be running the Jeweled Palm as always for a fun Fates Whim run. We're going to do 12 Fear today. I'm feeling pretty tired, so I want to keep it fairly casual today. And we're going to be heading to the Overworld. So as a reminder, the Mel Skull, the way it works is for every shot we fire, we do a little bit more damage with the next shot until we pick them up.
Another night, another Typhon down, but there are plenty more where he came from. Is that your understanding, Em? Glad those Typhons haven't been a problem for us here.
Agreed. All right, let's see. So we are starting with dash more frequently, attack more quickly, or omega moves are faster. Of these, nimble limbs will likely help us the most, as I want to attack faster for more damage. I'm not going to say that the dash more frequently is bad, but objectively speaking, I'm going to be kind of far away with this build, so I don't need the dash as urgently as I would need it for, say, I don't know, I don't see myself needing it nearly as much as I would need it on a melee build, perhaps, or a build where I'm dropping casts on top of enemies. For this build, I'm definitely trying to keep my distance. Now, Ares is not really the best option for the skull, I would argue. I guess I could go for like an Omega attack build and have things get popped. Why don't we try that? I'm not used to using the Omega attack on this, so it'll probably take some getting used to. But I bet if we get enough on the Omega attack, we could probably burst things pretty wildly with Ares buffs, or Ares boons rather. So we'll go that route if we're offered the attack, and if we're not, we'll go more of a special or cast focus build, I guess. At least for Ares, where Ares is considered.
Do you detect a certain fear that hangs in the air this night, my kin? I suspect yes. Perhaps you are its very source. A goddess not merely of the underworld, but of nightmares themselves.
We certainly are the goddess of ghosts at the very least. So of course, with that hope, we are not getting his attack, but Grizzly Gain here is not bad. A lot of magic, and the attack speed from Plasma sounds like it is kind of ideal for us. I don't really get that excited about it on the special, so yeah, let's take his gain and see how that does us. And let's not miss our meta progression if we can afford to avoid it. All right, let's see. We've got Hera. Hera could be pretty decent on the attack. Hephaestus is never bad. Aphrodite as well is pretty tempting here. I would love Rapture Ring. So I think we've got our 4 gods then. We'll just take the 4 that we're offered. So Hera on the attack would be ideal. Ares on the attack would be a very solid alternative if I'm going to go Omega attack focused. Aphrodite on cast would be perfect, and Hephaestus on special honestly would be perfect as well. So let's see. Hammer, Ares, Hephaestus, Hera, Aphrodite, HP. There are 6 things, so let's go Hammer first and see what we get. I think the Hammer will decide whether we go a Omega attack build or not, because what we're looking for is a boon call, or a Hammer specifically called Wide Grin. It causes us to do basically a shotgun fire with all of our attacks, and I believe that applies to our Omega attack as well. If it does say attacks there, then that's objectively going to be the funniest option here, I imagine. So we'll certainly go hunting for that if we can find it. The basic idea of the Mel Skull that you want to do is just fire out all your skulls and then pick them up using your Y button. When you use your dash with the Y button, it does actually pull everything towards you. So unfortunately, we do not get anything too exciting here, but I suppose Bolstered Array works well with the Mel Skull since, again, for every skull we haven't collected, we get even more base power on the next skull we fire. So that scales pretty well with Mel Skull, I suppose. I think with this in mind, let us go the route of Hera first, and what Hera offers between attack and special will decide what we look for Ares as a kind of follow-up, I suppose. Thankfully, these skulls do have a little bit of an AoE on them, so I can get a fair bit of damage, but the nice thing about Plasma Gain, or Grizzly Gain, is we'll gain Plasma, which will make our attack speed go up.
Heracles is Zeus's lad, you know. Glory of Hera. I should be honored. He's just another mouth for me to feed, and one with quite an appetite at that. But I'll keep him busy, sure. We need all the help we can get.
I thought, right, obviously with Heracles being half mortal, it makes sense that he would not be related to Hera. Okay, that makes sense. So Nexus Rush is fine. Don't really have a reason to get excited about extended family yet. So yeah, we'll take Nexus Rush. That's one of the best dash boons in the game, and it'll apply Hitch, which is also very valuable to us. So just run in, spam projectiles, and watch them get popped. And an Air Infusion. I guess Wispy Wiles from Aphrodite will scale with Air Infusions and give us dodge chance, so that'll be decent. All right, so we still have not actually gotten any core boons on attack or special at this point, oddly enough.
What's left of Aphira?
I would love to see Aphrodite's... Yeah, I would love to see Aphrodite's cast. I think my ideal setup here is Ares on the attack, Aphrodite on the cast, Hephaestus on the special is kind of the future I see for myself that is ideal. Prepare to observe us get none of that in the following seconds. I'm going to go for... I'll take the HP first since I know I want that no matter what. And then we'll go Aphrodite, then we'll go Ares for final gods, I think, here.
Shades, I release you.
We definitely have very good base damage because of how the Mel Skull scales, and now we have 2 extra shots to just scale it even further into absurdity. Question is, where do we go from here? Because I mean, the last couple runs have had builds that I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, and I kind of, well, obviously I'm doing Fate Swim, so I don't really have a full plan in it going into the dungeon or the run, and we just get to see how things scale out of control based on what the Fates decide we get to have. That last run with Hephaestus was absurdly disgusting, though. What a fun run. All right. The one downside is if we do end up getting Aphrodite on the attack, I would consider that not necessarily ideal, since Aphrodite requires us to be close. And I don't exactly want to be close up when I'm using such a good ranged projectile weapon, you know? Well, we'll take what we get and see where it ends up. I should remember to at least toss out an Omega attack here or there so that I have the Huntress active. For context, the Huntress is the Arcana card that makes us do more damage as long as we're not at max magic. Specifically, all of our attacks and specials do more damage. All right, Afro, what have you got?
Shame that the cursed city of Aphira is your first exposure to the splendors of the surface love. It stood in tribute to your mother and your father until Kronos had his way. I still grow angry when I think on it.
Rapture Ring, we don't get it. Okay, Secret Crush actually is not bad here. I would love to see it a higher tier. But, I don't know, Flutterstrike would make us do so much damage up close, but without... I kind of want to run this a distance-based build if I can manage, so... I think I'll take Secret Crush. It's going to give us a lot of base damage here.
Should head back out.
But sadly, still no core boons whatsoever. The downside to Fate Swim is, as you're aware, Kiwi, we can't reroll, which definitely hurts us. It has the very high potential of hurting us until we get our core boons. Thankfully, with an easier, like a lower tier run in terms of fear rating, I think we'll be fine. All right, let's block in the Hephaestus boon and then take our secondaries. I'm gonna get his cast, aren't I? I mean, it's better than Ares' cast, I suppose. Is it, though? Is it really, though? Whatever, we'll take it. Not taking his attack. Oh, hi, Heracles.
Hello. The gods must want for us to give another glorious performance, huh?
I don't know, Hera didn't seem that excited about you, honestly. He seems rather miffed about Zeus having another kid without her. Alright, whenever we have Heracles in the room, we focus our targets first, and then we kill off the other things afterwards. Our targets are the only ones that actually give us gold, so that's why they're priority. Thankfully, Heracles is more than happy to focus on his own targets that aren't necessarily marked for us. Already at 120 gold, awesome. Darn it, he stole a kill from us, darn. Hey, we're still at 100, so we lost out, we could have gotten 180 gold, but 160 is still plenty for us. Alright, Hef, what have you got?
Weak.
So we've got Titan problems real close to home. Blasted shame about Prometheus, but then I reckon if Dad chained me up and had an eagle chew me liver every day, I'd be mad too.
Yeah, that doesn't exactly sound like a great way to live. Special, oh, we did get a special. Awesome. That's what I wanted, right? Special. Yeah, I wanted Hephaestus as special, so that's great for us. We'll gladly take that. I have a nectar, so, oh, an ambrosia, what?
You said I wasn't what you thought. Neither are you what I expected, sir. I'd heard tales of your exploits and truly never seen so fierce a fighter. But I know there's more to you. Here then, for one of your divinity, a divine gift.
Ambrosia, you would take me for another god. I am half man. Such stuff is not for me, and you sully its purpose merely in the offering. What do you want from me?
I want you to accept that there are gods and goddesses who hold you in esteem. If falling short of perfection means falling short of godhood, then none of us are divine.
Hey, ain't that the truth? None of these gods seem perfect, that's for sure.
Now you're onto something, sister. Well, if and when the rest of the family gets around to accepting your terms, let's all share this bottle. I'll just hang on to it for now.
Except for Chaos. Chaos is objectively perfect.
Until then.
All right, Bond Forged with Heracles. Okay, so I noticed we had Bond Forged with Zagreus when I was looking at our keepsake, so that's cool.
You have a blessing then. Just like that, she gave you her strength, her approval.
Oh, I can definitely tell there's some bad blood between mom and son here, or I guess not biological mom, but you know.
You mean Hera? Of course she did. We're all on the same side. More than that, we're family.
Oh, Mel, you sweet summer child, you.
Family. It figures that Her Grace the Queen presides over the entire concept. Marriage, birthing, and the like. Curses in a charitable form.
Let's do this again.
All right, sounds good. Let's complain about your mom later then. So the fun part here is because I have Ding Ding on my special, I'm just gonna dash through enemies every now and again. They're gonna take so much damage. And I guess with all my options here right now, the Ding Ding is the best option, so we'll keep stacking that up for now. I'm gonna need a whole nother like 4 levels to get it to 2-second cooldown though. Which, strictly speaking, isn't really that hard to do here. Alright, we don't have a mini-boss, right? So we have 3 different areas. We'll take the one that's closest and save myself the running.
More sea swords?
And I have so many skulls to fire off. Definitely could use... I would really like to see Rapture Ring on this build. If we can suck enemies in closely together, especially if we get Wide Grin, or something of that nature that just massively enhances our Omega attack potential, we have a very fun build, assuming we ever get an attack boon, mind you, which we still have not. Ares, you gonna fix that? Thanks, Ares, you did in fact fix that. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go Omega attack focus now and see how that does. It very well could be really silly, it very well could be underwhelming, but either way, we still have at least a % base boon on this. All right, here, have an Omega attack. Wha-bam. Let's see what happens to this bird when I Omega attack it. Never mind, I accidentally killed it with my dash. Oopsie. Wow, we have a lot of gold already. Yeah, we're up to 735 gold, so we'll definitely be buying plenty of boons here. Probably pick up a Centaur Heart if it's offered. We'll definitely have options from the Hermes shop midway out to Thessaly, you know. Alright, Charon, don't mind me destroying your wares. I will take this random palm. Hit Nexus Rush, not the worst thing.
At least Lord Ares is back to where it's easier for me to keep an eye on him. Come, my son, let's make ourselves somewhat presentable for the benefit of my niece there.
Alright, we are getting their duo. I don't know what it does.
It shall be as you wish, O Queen. I am honored that you sought me out, and trust our kin shall be most grateful to you in turn, as the vessel of the sum of our wrath.
Actually, you know what? I do remember what it does. It lets us conserve our plasma between rooms. Right? Universal donor. Whenever you exit a location, keep 20% of your plasma bonuses. It's really not that great of a duo, in my opinion. It's rather lackluster. Especially because as you get more options for plasma gain, they kind of just stack up. And you can refresh it pretty easily. I imagine there are probably ways to make this really strong.
You know, if you've been having trouble sleeping, there's got to be a better solution than these repeated drubbings from me.
I tried a lot of stuff. Sleeping on a full stomach, sleeping on an empty stomach. Nothing worked, but this works just fine for now.
I hate going to bed on an empty stomach. It just feels so awful. 410 from our Omega attack, okay. Not, strictly speaking, amazing, but not terrible either, I suppose. But I mean, we can just comfortably just spam attacks from a distance here. I feel like we just need one good attack scaling boon, and we probably have something we can cook with. But until then, we're just not quite there. Fair enough. Always appreciate every crit that we get from Rocky. Yeah, it's only 2% crit chance, but it adds up. Those moments when it does happen regardless, they feel great.
Lights.
I am definitely getting way more consistent at this game. Like, I'm still taking a ton of extra damage that I could probably avoid, but I mean, look at this. I only took like 1 or 2 hits from him through that fight. Not too bad. Still not we do have origination going for us now between Ares attack and my dash. I just have to remember to dash into enemies to get that applied. Oh, I have a reward. I'm not paying attention, am I, Kiwi? Like I said at the start of the recording, I am very tired. I just really wanted to squeeze in one recording before dinner, so here I am. Go with our typical Fate's Whim benefiting boon, or keepsakes. Mystery boon, sure, and we'll leave it at that because there's nothing really else to gain here.
All set.
But unless I'm mistaken, it just feels like retaining only 20% of your plasma is really not that much. I guess I'm still at 3%, so I don't know. I have weird vibes about it. I'm not that impressed by it. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe it's better than I give it credit for, but I'm not holding on to hope here. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt for a little bit of time, but not for much longer than I've already done. All right, 1 coin or 1 Selene. I'm really not using my magic that much. We'll skip Selene on this run unless she's forced on us. I guess one of the issues is I'm just not very good at reliably using my... Oh my goodness, we crit for a K. Okay, so yeah, I think there is a place for this build. I just have to find out how to use it effectively. Let's not stand in the blast radius there. I think there's an idea here. I need more to make it come online. It's not really... I'm not really feeling it just yet, Mr. Krabs. Excuse you. Yeah, 500 damage, still not really blowing me away here. Anyway, I need to find something to talk about other than the game right now. I feel like the commentary is a little lackluster for where I want it to be today. So let's see, what is there to be excited about? So we just made about over 500 grams, just shy of 1 pound of homemade garlic scape pesto, which has been very delicious so far. We made a spring onion, so scallion and potato soup. One of our classics, of course. That did hit our special, so now we are down another second cooldown. Awesome, awesome. What else? What else have we been... We're gonna have... I think oh yeah, we're gonna do couscous tonight with a kaboka squash and... Oh my goodness, what's the last thing? Oh, just green beans. We're just gonna do some green beans. But last night, I think I talked about it already, we made a korma. We finally made our pretzels. Kiwi, I think an episode or two ago I mentioned that I really was hopeful that we'd make pretzels. Well, we made those pretzels, and my goodness, did we have fun making them, and they came out great. So we made a couple different flavors. I've had a dream for an extremely long time, mind you, of making a chocolate-filled pretzel, and we did exactly that, and they're so good. And we still coated them in a little bit of butter and salt to make them extra flavorful. My gosh, I am severely resisting temptation to not eat them all right now, honestly. They're very good. We also made the standard salted ones, and then we made some cinnamon sugar ones as well. We went with pretzel bites rather than full-blown pretzels. Better for portion control, better for ease of like having a very small but meaningful snack sort of thing. And Nexus Rush does a lot of damage at base, except when they're already hit by it. I am definitely taking a lot more damage than I would like here, though. I gotta be careful, a little more careful. Rapture Ring, or Shameless Attitude. I mean, I feel like Rapture Ring will work really well for our build, but I have the ability to rarefy here, so I could get a lot of damage here, or a lot of HP here. I want Rapture Ring, I'm gonna take it. Oh, we're getting another, okay, perfect. We'll get another Aphrodite and I'll rarefy whatever she offers there. But just watch, because now I drop Rapture Ring and it pulls everything to its center, which one, really helps with enemies that I have to position around, and two, makes it more reliably, I can hit multiple enemies with one attack. So like here would be a really good chance to drop Rapture Ring and have them all get pulled right into my Omega attack like that. Is there something I'm missing? Hello? Hello? Oh, what are you doing hiding in the corner there, sir? Alright, Aphrodite round 2. Heartbreaker, Sweet Surrender, Shameless Attitude. Okay, let's max out Chatitude and just take that, I think. Although, actually, Sweet Surrender gives us a pretty sizable damage boost as well. And this is consistent as long as they're in my cast. Now, ooh, wait, actually, Heartbreaker. Now that I think about it, this would be a prerequisite for her duo with Festus, right? I don't think we've had that one yet. Sunny Disposition, Love Handle. So we have had it before, okay. We're already at that point. Okay, so I'm not as excited about that. Let's go ahead and rank up Shatitude and take that. This will, at maximum, give us 30% more damage. And we're getting a third Aphrodite. Aphro is going to be queen for this run. Okay, I approve. Gotta be careful here. Oh, that's exactly what I was supposed to be careful of. Didn't do a good job of that. Alright, these only bounce once, so they're actually pretty forgiving to dodge. Yeah, okay, we have good damage. We definitely have good damage. We have our 4 gods, right? So I guess it doesn't really matter who I take here, but let's take Mystery God first. Hello, Hefe! Love Handles. Okay, perfect. Or honestly, Trusty Shield would be better here, I think, but Love Handles is funnier. We'll take it.
Stronger.
Then, ooh, okay. Carnal Pleasure. Whenever you collect plasma, you may create a Heartthrob. Or Ecstatic Obsession. As long as multiple foes are in an encounter, automatically inflict charm on one of them. Huh. Oh, okay. Well, let's take Carnal Pleasure because I guess we're kind of going a Heartthrob build now. I guess I should have taken it when it was offered before. But it's also a prophecy, so, you know, always trying to check off the marks on that list. We still have a ton of gold, so we should be good here. All right, aside from food adventures, what else have we made? Or what else have we done, Kiwi? So we're continuing to watch Ranking of Kings. We're continuing to read Witch Hat Atelier. And those have both been great experiences. Okay, there's Ecstatic Obsession. Sure, why not? Wow, we just got like 3 duo boons in a row. I'm gonna take the armor here because I'm feeling a little dicey with my HP and the way I've been playing. Oh, this is the mid shop. We're fine. I shouldn't have wasted my money then. I'm gonna immediately lose this armor anyway. I know me well enough to know how this is gonna go. I think I let all of those guys respawn, unfortunately. Alright, we'll definitely take some HP here. I think I could use the HP more than I could use the coin. So anyway, what else is there to talk about that I can try and think of? I suppose easiest conversation point would be the anime and the manga that I just mentioned. But Witch Hat Atelier, we're almost fully caught up now. It's been a real fun read together, but there are 97 chapters of the manga, and we just finished chapter 90, so we're very close to being fully caught up, and then we're gonna have to move on to something else.
Spectral gate activated.
Kind of humoring the notion of Discworld by Kiwi's recommendation. Don't know too much about it, but it sounds my cup of tea. From the description she's given me that I've somehow purged from my memory. But I know basically next to nothing about it, so hopefully I like it. I imagine I will. More than anything, I enjoy reading things with Kiwi, and that's all that really matters. Let's see, Rousing Reception, Dying Witch. I think we'll just take Bridal Glow and see what it hits. It hits our special. So is that max? Yep, we're at 2-second ding ding. Okay. I think this is baseline errors. I should be fine here, especially with the armor we've got. I should be fine.
Look what washed up.
Is it what? Is it
If
me?
you admire Ares so much, know that he has lent me his aid. I have his blessing even now. Though I suppose you still won't be compelled to step aside.
Nope, not her.
You suppose right. And say you do have Ares making up for all your weakness. It's probably because he wants this war to last and last. He can aid you, I can aid him.
Actually, she does make a fair point there, kind of, unfortunately for us. Ares would absolutely want this to go on for as long as possible, which is probably why he's very enthusiastic about the idea of there being multiple Typhons we have to fight. It's never enough, Ares. Have another skull.
Here it comes!
Oh, we did phase her. Okay.
Double damage!
If you say so. I don't want to dash into that. Oh, that was spooky. You know what we need? We need Ares legendary boon, and then we'll just be regaining plasma, or we'll be gathering every plasma that spawns. He's a little out of range here. This is fine. He died taking damage. Or she died with us taking damage there. But alright, clean Ares. Very clean Ares. And I assume we lost our armor. Yeah, but we didn't take too much damage, though. Here's our testament completed. So I've done the bare minimum for the run, right? But, I mean, we're seeing this all the way through to Typhon. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, so Discworld probably is next on the table. I'm going to read a book called You Can't Spell Treason Without T, which was one I got for Kiwi as a gift a while back. And she said she really likes the dynamic between the main characters. They have a very similar cadence to how we talk to each other. So I'm very curious to see where that goes. I think out of all of these... Oh, look, we got the little chibi face for Heracles there. Why don't I pick a thing that I haven't ranked up fully at this point. I think with that in mind, Fig Leaf? Yeah, sure, let's take Fig Leaf here.
Relief.
And then 1 random Hermes boon, so we'll get a triple Hermes on this run because of the shops. Love that for us. But yeah, I have to try and work my way up to maxing out these keepsakes. It's been a long time coming at this point. And let's see. Would love to reroll this for a god, but Palms are fine. We can get them on the attack potentially.
Spotted them.
If only we could double up and get Night Bloom, and then we'd have a really fun, just all of the friends fighting for us sort of thing going on. Night Bloom comboed with the, I'm forgetting the name, but the boon we got from Aphrodite Hera duo is always a fun combo. Just having 2 different enemies fighting for you at every point in the fight, or in the room. Alright, what do we get to Palm? Our attack, another 5% damage, sure, why not?
Never get enough of those.
We got, oh, flowers. And we're gonna get our second hammer, so this is our chance. We could high roll and get Wide Grin, or... I forget if it's Wide Grin or not. Oh, thanks, Dionysus.
No foes in sight.
Alright. Attacks gain 50% damage and blast size before they explode. Whenever your shells land, they deal 50% of your attack around them. Your specials launch you ahead faster and deal 50% more damage. I guess we'll take Volatile Array? Yeah, we'll just work on Prophecy here. So whenever your shells land, they deal 50% of your attack around them in an AoE. It's not actually that great, but it'll work for us.
I'm grateful,
Could possibly just make it an AFK build. Oh my goodness, we're gonna get 4 Ares boons this run, apparently. Or not Ares, Hermes boons. Let's do it. Also appreciate that when the Fig Leaf activates, you get the Disco Ball and the Dionysus theme. Very cute. Anyway, so where was I going with this? Trying to think what else I want to say here, honestly. So I suppose focusing in on Witch Hat. So we're very close to the end of the story now. I've mentioned we just finally saw the end of the Silver Eve arc, which for anime only watchers, I have this arc lasts like 40 chapters or something. It went on for so long, and that, to be clear, isn't a bad thing per se. It's just it's kind of wild. I think I'm gonna rarify travel deal, honestly. I feel like that could work in our favor. 20% discount and a second boon. Sounds great at every shop.
Pick up the pace.
All right, another Hephaestus boon or another Hera boon? Honestly, it's mini boss. I'm gonna go for mini boss Hephaestus, but I think Hera honestly has more to offer us, admittedly. I guess the main thing I'd want at this point is some of Hephaestus's boosts to his explosions, his ding-dings, that I'm blanking on the name. Alright, so we took a ton of damage here, but we also melt things.
I much prefer Drakens that cannot fly.
Let's see, Molten Touch, Security System Heavy Metal. I mean, this will let me just go face first into chambers, but... more damage to armor will also help us a lot. I feel like armor's been a bit of a problem, so we'll take the armor up.
My silver's come alive.
I still don't feel like I really desperately need survivability just yet. And Hermes is going to give us a bunch of things anyway. So I think my overall opinion on Witch Hat is largely the same. I think overall it's still missing something for me on a fundamental level, but as a whole I've been greatly enjoying the story, listening and reading it, or not listening, reading it with Kiwi. I think the world building, if nothing else, is phenomenal. It has such an interesting kind of, it has such an incredible magic system, and I really love that. I think I've gushed about it enough in previous episodes that I don't want to kind of rehash old hat. But needless to say, it feels like almost like magically themed coding to an extent, where anyone can learn it, and as long as you have the right code, you can create any scenario for yourself. It's a really cool system that I think leaves so much to the imagination. Well, hello there, Athena. Kind of you to show up.
Package here at last.
And Hermes, kind of you to show up too, I suppose. Let's see, hard target, mean streak, racing thoughts. I'll take hard target here just so we meet the prophecy.
Here we go.
We should have, yep, there we go. That's the last of the Hermes boons that we didn't have. Cool.
The mighty Heracles has remained silently obedient in all of this, expressing very little, which in turn tells me a lot. What's your assessment of him presently?
He's got great abs and a very cute boyfriend, and he has a cat for a hat.
Oh, well, he's exceptionally strong, true to his reputation. But besides that, he does not seem on the best of terms with the king and queen.
He must feel that he has more to lose by violating their will than bending to it, but a warrior such as that, we would be wiser to ensure he's treated well.
Oh, don't worry, I treat him quite well every time I have a visit with him. I beat him into submission. He loves it. Righteous pike, defensive posture. I guess I'll take defensive posture here.
Wisely decided.
So now anytime we take damage, we become impervious for
To greater victory.
2 seconds, which is pretty nutty. And it's got an 11-second cooldown, so. Yeah, fishy, 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 fishy. You're gonna be a 4-1.
No escape.
Crystal. Oh, that's
Another
cute.
crystal.
It's a little turtle. All right, we'll take Palm or I don't need magic. We'll take Palm. Only reason magic would be useful here is if I get Uncanny Fortitude from Hephaestus, so as another like HP up sort of boon. Which, considering we don't even have Spiritual Affirmation yet, or yeah, Spiritual Affirmation yet, I would definitely like to see that first. Since it'll increase our max magic anyway, and then it'll scale even better with Uncanny Fortitude. So I guess as a whole, I really do enjoy Witch Hat. It's not quite my favorite. It's not my favorite per se, but it's really good at what it does, and I'm really enjoying reading it with Kiwi. It's also been interesting to pace myself the way I've had to. Oh my goodness, all of the things. Grizzly Gain, Shameless Attitude for another 2% damage. Don't mind if I do. And Hermes, what have you got? Quick Buck, Hasty Retreat, Racing Thoughts. Hasty Retreat would be pretty funny here. Quick Buck also very good. There's a part of me that's humoring the thought of rarifying these and seeing how much dodge chance we can get, but I'm just going to take baseline Hasty Retreat and save this for other fun god boons. Like, if we get Heartthrob from Aphrodite here, we're going to have so many Heartthrob damage options. I forget if she has the tier 2 that enhances Heartthrob, so let's see.
Needed that.
We get Heartbreaker. Ooh, but that damage up is really nice too. I think, let's go Heartthrobs first.
Chip away, Rocky.
And HP or Selene, I'll stick with HP. I don't feel Selene very good on this run. Let's see, where was I? So, aside from that, Ranking of Kings. So Ranking of Kings has been an interesting watch too. So I watched it as it was airing the first season. I have not seen the second season, so I'll get to watch that blindly with Kiwi, which will be interesting. I feel like the first half of Ranking of Kings is a bit stronger than the second half, admittedly. The second half is more action-focused. There's still a very good degree of character interaction that I very much appreciate. Like, the thing about Ranking of Kings and the thing about my taste in anime as a whole is my favorite stories are often those focused around kindness. I think kindness as a message and kindness as a theme is always something that really fundamentally attracts my appreciation. And Ranking of Kings absolutely has a message of that. Our main character, Boji, is deaf, and he's weak relative to his father, especially who's this giant king who's known as probably the strongest in all the land. Ooh, okay, so I would really enjoy having that Aphrodite boon, but I think I'm going to go with this because we can get something else on top of a boon, and I'm happy with any of the gods that we get here at this point, honestly. It's going to be a mystery, though. I mean, this palm isn't that exciting. You know what? We double up on boons here. Definitely worth it.
It seems this message was successfully delivered in utter secrecy. We ought to take more such precautions, although perhaps it would hinder your ability to plan.
Don't worry, your secret is safe with me, as it's my secret too. Rallying Cry we're not close to getting just yet. Cut above, or Mutual Destruction. Oh my gosh, yeah, Mutual Destruction. Let's go. And there's our Aphrodite boon that we wanted anyway. Sounds good to me. Sweet Surrender at long last. Yeah, I mean, these would be great for healing, but more damage, man. I'm out of Rarefies. I would have loved to toss Rarefy on this. Oh well, 28% more damage as long as an enemy is in my cast. Sounds great. Sounds so good to me. Hey, where's your boyfriend?
Unless you cross a boundary beyond this realm to face the monster Typhon as before, the outcome of that I cannot foresee. How did the last one go?
Perhaps I'll leave it to your imagination. It must be novel for you not to know the outcome of such incidents.
I'm really sad for him because that last run was zany. I'm sad he didn't get to see it happen.
It is. Well, then don't tell me if you like. I'm far more interested in the end result than in the many steps which will be taking on the way.
I guess the way I look at Ranking of Kings is that it's effectively a modern day fairy tale. It's got a lot of the what's the way I would explain this? Kind of the contrivances, or it can magic away some of its problems, I suppose, as fairy tales are prone to doing. But at the end of the day, I think the message of the story is, oh, where am I going? Oh goodness. This is why I need to count and only count when I'm fighting Typhon. Oh, I gave myself a good spookening there. 1 second. I needed to reset my brain there a little bit. My gosh, I really spooked myself. Oof. All right, focusing. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. Okay, easy. 3, 2, 1. Man, it's a good thing I had armor there, or I would have thrown the run then and there. His fire attacks do so much damage. Oh, hi, Atos. Good of you to show up there randomly. I still don't really know how to effectively dodge Atos, and that's a bit of a problem for me. But this boss is still very easy as long as I have a little bit of damage.
You'd never find a single remnant of Typhon. I am surpassed, but never beaten.
By what he said there, did he mean like this specific fight, this one specific fight, or every fight we have with him leading up to the remnants of Typhon? I mean, he's not wrong. He's technically right. I have to beat him to get to Typhon, but still. That's only because of him forcing us to fight him, you know? We are very fast. Oh, it's because I have so much plasma. That makes sense. Oh, okay. I understand now. So that 20% retained plasma did not mean 20% of current plasma. It means you just cap at 20% between rooms. Okay, that's much better than I thought it was. That makes sense. Okay, what are we going to take into Typhon? Because I don't think we need anything specific otherwise. One antler would be cool, but I wouldn't want to do this without a bunch of debt defiances to guarantee my survival here. Metallic droplet is extremely meh. I guess Lion Fang for some damage up would be reasonable here. Taking enough damage for Blackened Fleece. Yeah, what's I guess this is a run where Concave Stone won't do harm. Let's get this maxed out. I think I'll do that. And then a Mystery Boon, sure. Onward and upwards. Bye, Grandpappy. Yeah, so I really like the message of kindness that Ranking of Kings has in its undertone. Just supporting people who need support.
The storm of Typhon, which no longer plagues Olympus, once again engulfs the princess of the dead. For there are possibilities in which the father of all monsters lives.
Like, just starting off in the early portion of the story, we have Boji kind of being taken advantage by this shadow character named Kage, who basically effectively tricks Boji into giving him clothing under the guise of kind of friendship, I suppose. Basically, he figures he can... Kage needs money to survive, so he effectively... He kind of tricks Boji into giving away clothing and other valuables so that Kage can kind of support himself. And then over time, he sees how hard Boji is ridiculed and belittled by people in his kingdom. Boji, for context, is the prince of this kingdom, or one of two princes of this kingdom, who unfortunately was born deaf and much smaller and weaker and frailer than one would expect. His specialty is agility. He's very good at dodging and running and moving swiftly, but otherwise he very much struggles to lift even basic things. So he is, by this world's assessment, an extremely weak individual. And him walking through town after dropping clothes off with Kage earns him kind of the further belittlement of his citizens, because they just see a deaf prince who cannot speak, who cannot understand them as far as they're concerned, even though he can very much lip read, very reliably lip read, in fact. They view him as this helpless, stupid prince. And Kage sees this. He sees how hard Boji is training and struggling and trying to improve himself despite his disabilities.
In the name of Hades.
And Kage realizes that he's not really happy with his current way of doing things. He feels that he is taking advantage of Boji and decides to maybe... I don't feel like this actually does that much for us, so... Let's take Hereditary Bane. There's... Oh, okay.
Strong.
Thanks, Echo.
Set.
He ends up telling Boji, I don't want to take anything from you anymore, I just want to be on your side. Because Kage himself has had to struggle through a lot of things, like his backstory is rather distraught. Effectively, he is the last surviving member of a clan who basically faced genocide because his clan were known as assassins, and, well, assassins are not always looked fondly upon for, I think, obvious reasons, but basically, they decided, this kingdom decided that, okay, gotta go, not getting hit. Okay, can probably do this if I'm very careful about this diggy enemy. Whoa, oh, used my cast perfectly there. Definitely did not deserve to get out of that damage-free. But hey, a free palm. And Shameless Attitude yet again.
Feeling fine.
It's just, yeah, Kage, I think, had seen Boji struggle, kind of related to it to a degree, and realized that Boji is just this kind-hearted, good-willed person who is just very heavily targeted by people who don't understand him with ridicule and disdain. And Kage very clearly understands that that's not really deserved or earned or fair in any way. Alright, we still don't have enough Earth Boons for Rallying Cry, so I'll take Grievous Wound here. Or Grievous Blow, so a 20% chance at dealing double damage, woohoo! And then there's another Hera or another Aphrodite here. I think Aphro would be funny for survival, Hera would be good for damage. I don't actually know which one offers more value for us here, because I think we've got all of the things we could possibly want. I think I'll go Aphro, because at the very least, Shameless Attitude would be great.
There you are.
Bear with me 1 second, I just want to make sure I didn't get him in my cast, did I? Oh my goodness, we have so many chances for double damage here, that's pretty nutty. So once again, we just have an extremely strong build with little effort. We did just crit for 25k there, or 2500 rather. Not nearly enough to really compare to the last run, but still. Let's finish him with a ding ding. And ding ding. I do have to recognize the fact that I have a 2-second ding ding. I'm just not using it because that's not really the focus of the build.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Let's see, Spiritual Affirmation, Broken Resolve, or Healthy Rebound.
Escape the princess of the dead.
All right, we're going from 240 max HP to 300. That was 60 HP all at once. Excellent. And here's our final shot. We're making extremely good time. We had a very strong build.
Catch that, please, Rocky.
Let's see, what do we get here? All right, wow, we didn't get any boons, really? Okay, that's really lame. Oh well, all right, we'll take the HP. Oh, there's a boon. Hey, Hef. Security system, Ground Caldera, or do we go Uncanny Fortitude just because it's funny here? 20% of, we would get another at least, we would get like 65 HP from this. We really don't need it. We'll take Grand Caldera for the extra damage.
Greater strength.
Armor, magic. I guess it would have been funny because we would have gotten so much more max magic there for even more HP if we had taken Uncanny Fortitude. Oh well. Anyway, so another really important message from Ranking Up Kings that I very much appreciate is kind of just a similar message from Mob Psycho, I think, is that no matter what you are born with in life, there are things that you can work really hard towards, and honestly, that effort that you put in towards working towards those things is what really should be applauded. Life is not easy, life is not simple, and there are always going to be those people in our lives that really kind of stand in opposition to what we want, or judge us for what we are rather than who we are, and I think it is much more important that we recognize who we are than what we are. We should not be defined by our disabilities or necessarily our strengths either. It's what we do with them. What do we do with them, and how do we accept us for who we are while also seeking the things that we want and working towards improvement where it is achievable and not necessarily, strictly speaking, necessary, but reasonable.
I have another lightning bolt for you, Typhon.
And another. I guess what I'm trying to say here is I think there is something to be applauded for working to improve yourself, but also it shouldn't be done with people as comparisons in mind. What you do and how you do it is always up to you. And you should do it for yourself first and foremost before you have someone as an extrinsic motivating factor.
More eggs to break.
I know coming from me that is largely hypocritical. I am going to let this egg hatch because I think it will charm this enemy. No? Nope. Okay. Well, that's a shame. I wanted to have a friend to fight first. Oh, wait. You know what? We just needed Typhon to be reactivated because that charm only activates if there are 2 enemies on the field. Man, look at our DPS. I'm starting to get the timing down on that chin slam. The main issue is dodging both those tentacles and the sweeping attack there. It's a little tricky, but we had crazy good DPS. The name is Mel. Melinoe. Not Hades, sir. Not Hades at all. And definitely not Hades. Alright, good run. Look at all these heroic boons. So many heroic boons, so many duo boons. What a weird run. Like, all of our damage came from the attack and the ding-ding, but, like, we attacked so fast because of Grizzly Gain. Look at that, 58% extra attack speed. Let's honestly honor that. I think this is fine as an outro slate. I don't know what else to honor. Yowzers, we did damage by the end of that. Like, the run didn't feel anywhere, like, nearly as nutty as the last run, but, like, it was objectively very strong.
Night-wandering Melinoe by now has traveled very far indeed, accomplishing her goal such as she can. Strangely enough, however, her return trip truly takes no time at all.
Return to Shadow now.
Basically, I think what
As it should be.
What Ranking of Kings does well is it emphasizes that effort and hard work and leaning into your strengths while not being defined by your weaknesses is what really makes your character, and is kind of the thing that we all have to come to terms with. Is there are things we are not good at, there are things that we are good at, and finding those things we're good at and just embracing them and running with them, while not necessarily turning a blind eye to our weaknesses, but not, again, being defined by them, being accepting of them and acknowledging them, but working around them, is really one of the most important messages that I think Ringing of Kings gives.
Shall we go again, Phrynos? Perhaps we're dealing with infinite possibilities.
And then kind of from an outlooker, from someone looking outside inwards, just
You'll see them again soon. Perhaps tonight.
Not judging someone by their disabilities and their weaknesses, and realizing that there are things they can do, and above all else, being kind. Being willing to understand, give patience, give time and understanding to someone who maybe at first glance you would feel you shouldn't. Even if it's just a personal bias and there's no real good logical or emotional reason, it's just something you feel. Give someone your time. There's always going to be some value that comes from it, I guess.
Saw you chatting up horns again. Yeah, he's a bit of a stiff, but I guess he's not so bad. I think maybe I met him before, back when I died.
Oh, I doubt it. You'd remember having met someone like that. And he'd remember you as well. Though you have been dead a while.
Yeah, maybe I was one of his first jobs. Just an innocent young woman doomed to a cruel, inevitable future she never deserved.
Okay, Dora.
I mean, honestly, she might be right. We don't know for sure yet, but I have a feeling, I have a very good sneaking suspicion that Dora might actually be Pandora, which, aside from the phrase of Pandora's box, I'm not terribly familiar with the mythos. The daughter of the god of the dead shall earn a variety of boons from Hermes, 500 bones.
The messenger shall keep you well informed.
Still sore, you know.
That they shall. All right, Ares, what have you got?
Well, if it isn't Charon over there. I heard all the heavy breathing, and sure enough, got him eating out of the palm of your hand like all the other animals around here. Huh.
I bet he would like our animal crackers.
Your utter disrespect to one of the most dedicated servants of the realm and your own brother is duly noted, Ares. But if it matters, Charon is here of his own volition.
Oh, kind of like how you're here of your own volition too? Taken as a baby, not allowed to see even a glimpse of the outside world till you've been trained as an assassin. Your choice.
No one has forced me to do this.
Uh-huh.
Ares brings up an interesting point. I mean, objectively speaking, we have seen the alternative reality where we did none of this. We lived our life in the underworld, a cozy and friend-filled world. I wonder what Ares would have been doing there.
The Oath of the Unseen is somewhere here. Isn't that so, Princess? The aura that it emanates, I haven't felt it since before all this. I thought the Oath was lost with Mother Nyx, but it was in the care of Lady Hecate.
And now the care of our good friend Skelemius.
It's in my own care now. The will of Night shall be done, no matter what. Isn't that so? You're here among the unseen. You know our charge.
The oath is clearly in good hands.
Our charge is running face first into damage, like usual. Alright, let's get some more nectar so we can give us some gifts.
Succeeded.
I think I'll focus on continuing to grow those nectars for now, because I think I still have a lot of characters that need them. I guess in hindsight I can buy them from the broker, so maybe I should be more mindful of that. Oh well. I can only buy one per night, it seems, so I should work on buying these each night. And I don't think I have too much more moon dust that I need to buy, but I'll keep at it for now. Alright, Hecate, you have anything to say?
One fewer remnant of the father of all monsters exists, as I surmise. Well done.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Excellent work. Some of the drowned sailors whom you face up there whilst sailing through Poseidon's Rift were probably once men I used to know. Not that I could recognize them now.
There's one at least that seems to have a level of command over the rest, if fancier attire and weaponry are any indication. I fought him just last night on his big ship.
Likely the Argonaut, if the reports add up. There was a band of similarly named adventurers he may have hailed from. But they were from a bit before my time. Perhaps still trying to relive their glory days.
I think it was Jason and the Argonauts. They must be from the Iliad, which I really just know next to nothing about.
And getting in my way.
Which is a little embarrassing considering I did actually take an English literature course in undergrad as like a liberal arts course that
all the time you need.
Did some analysis of, I think, the first half of the Iliad. There just wasn't enough time to do both halves.
I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable with the nectar from before. It's just, I've always looked up to you and I'm doing the best I can.
Don't sweat it. Had myself a little drink the other night and it didn't poison me as far as I know. So we're clear.
Want any more?
She's thinking about it. Here, you don't get a choice anymore. Take it.
Why do you keep doing this? You won, okay? You beat me. Before you even started. Last thing I need now is your sympathy.
Nemesis, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. We're surrounded by enemies out there. Do we really need more?
You're not my enemy, Malinois. I just go.
You're her rival.
Bye, Nem.
We'll get our relationships to grow bit by bit. Well said, Hypnos. Always a proud addition to our videos. All right, let's call it a night. We're going to be doing an axe run next. Let's see. All right, Kiwi, aspect of Thanatos, Charon, or Malinois. I think why don't I just rank things up in order, and whichever is the lowest rank is the one we'll do next. So, aspect of Than it is for tonight. All right, Kiwi.
There's no way she could. Oh, hey.
Hi.
Let's see your best moves. Your worst moves, I don't even care.
All right, rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. Kelly, you're supposed to throw something out.
I see you're getting acclimated to this place.
And then my good shade.
He's safe and sound.
As always. All right. Kelly, give us a good night. And with all that said, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. Skelly just called us Mama, and I'm a little confused by that. Anyway, I love you, and I will see you in the next one for some more Hades 2.